Yo, what's going on, everybody? Swagkage here, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about Boruto episode 13, titled The Demon Beast Appears, and holy fuck! A whole lot of shit happened in this episode. Like, Jesus Christ. I know I say that at the beginning of, like, every review, but I mean, like, I really mean it here. You know, like, the past few weeks I've been like, okay, yeah, some stuff finally started happening in this episode. Some stuff finally started happening, but no, like, the actual meat of the plot has begun, and it's like, it begun explosively, dude. So much stuff happened. Like, Kakashi showed up, Shikamaru was there being, you know, Shikamaru. Sai went all detective mode. Naruto started to go Kurama Chakra mode. Like, and then there was this really big plot twist at the beginning of the episode where it was like, well, okay, but actually, real quick, this is a spoiler. So if you haven't seen the episode yet and you do care about being spoiled, leave now, watch it, come back. Anyway, so yeah, there's this huge plot twist at the beginning of the episode where, you know, Sai, he's got this photo and he's like, hold on, the daughter of this ex-Foundation member, how could we not have seen who this was? It's been happening at the academy so much. And then Mitsuki's like, yeah, the person behind all this, it's the class rep, Sumire. And then it just cuts to the opening, and I was like, whoa! Like, I audibly yelled, plot twist? To my girlfriend while I was watching. There's no, like, it was just crazy. That was the last thing I was expecting, and I think it added weight to all of the episodes that I've seen, or that everybody's seen up to this point. I think it added a sense of purpose to the previous episodes because, you know, now, I'm not saying that every part of them was necessary and that, like, every single bit that was included in all of the previous episodes sort of added up to this payoff here, but I think the fact that this slice of life approach is what they went with in most of the episodes really helped, I guess, exacerbate how much of a fucking cockslap to the face this was, because I was not expecting Sumire to be the villain of the arc whatsoever. It just came out of nowhere. She just seemed like this extra character that they created for the series. Granted, that's probably exactly what she still is, but still, I mean, I just, like, nobody saw this coming whatsoever. If anybody said, oh yeah, Sumire is the final villain, I mean, they were definitely just memeing around, because this isn't something that you could have seen coming from a mile away. Just no fucking way. But, still, a lot of the previous episodes are a bit like, why the fuck was Boruto, like, he was, like, worshipping this Kamina knockoff who ended up being fat as shit anyway. But, you know, like, why was that sort of stuff happening? You know, there was a whole bunch in there that really didn't need to go on, and I get that there needed to be a decent bit of build-up to establish that the villain was a real threat, and that they were capable of doing a whole lot, and that people being taken over wasn't just a one-off thing, but 12 episodes of stuff sort of happening and stuff not happening, I don't think it was necessary. Still, I liked the plot twist of Sumire being a villain. But that said, I think she was handled a little bit this episode. She was definitely edgy the hedgy here. Like, ow the edge, Shadow the Hedgehog levels of really edgy and angsty. I just, like, whoa. It's so weird. It's very clear that there is no possible way she could have come to this conclusion if she were a normal human being in the real world. She's all like, yeah, I just have to blow up the village. There's just no way. I have to do it for the Foundation. Like, what? Granted, she's like a little kid, so I don't expect her to have a very well thought out moral compass. And considering the fact that she was just kind of, you know, had this hammered in, she was kind of brainwashed and indoctrinated by her parents to think this way. But, like, still, like, really? You could have had, I mean, even if it is realistic, which, let's be serious, it's not, because her parents were pretty stupid too, and there's no way to justify their own beliefs. But even if this was realistic, it doesn't make for a compelling villain in the slightest, especially because they went with the approach of making Sumire's personality before a farce. It's never stated, because a lot of the stuff in this series is just implied rather than stated outright. But the thing is, like, I kind of would have liked Sumire being a villain a whole lot more if she would have kept her part 1 Hinata very shy and composed and held back personality intact. But see, she doesn't do that. She pulls a complete 180 and she's like this super edgy Shadow the Hedgehog OC badass, and it's like, I don't think it works as well. It feels like she's a fan fiction character, and a bad fan fiction character at that. It just, it's really hard to get on board with everything she's doing. It's hard to think that she's very compelling, and not to mention, she just throws hands with Mitsuki at the end of the episode, and it's very obvious that she has some pretty good taijutsu skills, and it's like, well, where did all this come from? Why are you all of a sudden... Well, okay, granted, she gets her ass kicked by both Sai and Mitsuki, so calling her a Mary Sue might not be accurate, but... all I'm saying is, tragic backstory, everybody likes them. Mary Sue, she's a little bit overpowered because she summoned this thing that's like the size of a fucking tailed beast. What is this? Yeah, Nue is its name. Don't tell me that. I know it's called Nue. It's spelled N-U-E. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but this thing, like this monstrosity capable of absorbing chakra by eating people and sucking on and I guess it's like, okay, so it's both like a head with a mouth and a tail, because it's its tail, but it like eats people, right? But also if you like cut it off and like blow it up or whatever, it grows back and stuff, and she was capable of summoning that thing, like really? I think it was stated that her father sealed this thing inside of her, and I believe that it was made by Donzo. It's been a little while since I watched the episode because I had to re-record this due to accidentally Control-Zing my audio earlier. But anyway, so I believe it was Donzo who created it, if not he captured it or something of the sort, and he sealed it inside of her, and then she just let it out, I guess. She's been powering it up by absorbing chakra through the ghost, by beefing people up, having them do all of this crazy shit, and absorbing their chakra in the process by powering them up. She was also that Anbu person in the post office. Regardless, I think she's a bit overblown. Speaking of overblown, that beast that she summoned, holy shit, it's OP as fuck, because, like, I don't say this because of what it's capable of doing, right? I say this because Naruto shows up, gets ready to go KCM and one-shot this thing, and Kakashi's like, hey, Naruto, don't do that. It can absorb chakra, alright? And if you give it the chakra of the Nine Tails, and if you give it your own chakra, you're gonna destroy all of us. And then he was like, okay, you're right, Kakashi-sensei. Like, what the fuck? You could one-shot it! Why? I had a big problem with that. But speaking of Kakashi, he uses his purple lightning in this episode, which is really cool because that was a reference to the novels, and that just doesn't happen a lot. You know, it was really nice to see a nod to those, to see something that adds validity to them. You know, make them feel a lot more like a canon, real part of the Naruto timeline. It was just nice. I really appreciated seeing Kakashi's purple lightning. But it was weird because they kept, you know, like they were like Lord Sixth, and they kept mentioning other Hokage, and when seeing Kakashi on the battlefield, all I could think was, I wonder, let me judge and see if this guy is actually Hokage level or not, because I wonder, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, and I didn't really get to see enough of Kakashi's abilities to determine whether or not he's Hokage level, but if that purple lightning is as powerful as I'm led to believe by the novel, he's probably a lot stronger than a lot of people give him credit for. That's kind of besides the point. Also, Boruto attempts to talk no jutsu Sumire, of course, because why wouldn't he? He's Boruto. It's really, because, like, Mitsuki's like, yeah, she's going to blow up the village. Like, once that thing gets enough chakra, she's going to detonate it. The more chakra it has, the bigger the explosion will be. We need to kill her now. And whoever his mystery contact is, wonder who that could possibly fucking be, told him to kill Sumire, so he has no real, he doesn't really have any right to object, apparently. But he wanted to kill Sumire anyway, and he thinks that that's the only thing that should be done, understandably so, because she's going to nuke the whole village if she's left alive. But Boruto's like, no, I'm gonna save everybody, because I like the class rep, and I'm like, wait, why do you, no, she's going to nuke your home. It's so stupid, but I guess I can't. I'm not surprised because he's the son of Naruto. As a matter of fact, Shikamaru even says to Naruto earlier on in the episode, like, look, we gotta punish her as a criminal. Like, no going easy on her because she's a child. And I found that surprising because he was saying this to the guy who talked Obito down, talked Nagato down, talked Sasuke down, and didn't really see fit to punish any of them. Granted, Nagato died, and so did Obito, but Naruto said Obito was the coolest guy ever, and Sasuke got off scot-free, so, like, it doesn't seem like Naruto's the type to punish somebody for something like this, especially because blowing up the Leaf Village is nowhere near as bad as everything Nagato did, and certainly nowhere near as bad as everything Obito did. But I digress. Boruto's the son of the guy who let everybody off the hook for stuff like this, and so I guess I'm not surprised by the fact that he's going to attempt to talk no jutsu her. I'm especially certain that that's going to happen given the preview for next week's episode, but I'll have to wait and see. Biggest two issues with the episode were the things I mentioned earlier. The fact that Sumire is like silly, almost, like, not almost, no, she's full-blown stupid levels of edgy. And the fact that Naruto apparently can't one-shot this beast that she's capable of summoning. Like, what? He's Jesus. Of course he could take this thing out before it could absorb his chakra. He is so fast, way faster than this thing is. This thing couldn't even dodge an attack from Kakashi with no Sharingan. So, I don't know, but, alright, biggest what the fuck moment in the episode, by far, like, I don't know what to even say about it. So there's, like, there's this thing at the end of the episode where everybody's getting ready to jump the beast. Nui, what, however you, regardless, then, like, a portal opens up above him after Boruto's eye just shoots out a whole bunch of lightning, and he just gets sucked in. Like, it looks like Boruto just used a Raiton version of Kamui. I don't know what happened, dude. Like, Boruto jumps into the portal after it sucks Sumire in. I mean, like, Sumire doesn't get sucked into the portal, actually. She gets, like, eaten, right? She gets eaten by the creature as it, like, shoots one of its head tail things out of the portal, and then, like, Boruto jumps in, but, like, he pays no mind to the fact that he just used lightning-style Kamui, and I really want to know what the fuck happened there. Like, I mean, anyway, yeah, that's all from me. It was super, super weird, and I know I needed to mention that. It just left me really confused. Hopefully we get an explanation next week, but yeah, until then, talk to you later. Swagkage out, bye.